how could Shakur beat him if he can't hurt him? That would be my question.
Listen, you don't have to hurt him, you just have to outscore him. You know, Shakur takes a good shot though. You know, he's a specialist. That's why some fights that he doesn't look good in, because he's so superior. And it's boring watching sometimes. But he's a specialist. He knows what he's doing. He's hard to beat.
How you beat Teofimo Lopez? Because there's a blueprint out to beat Teofimo Lopez. Ain't no blueprint out to beat no damn Shakur Stevenson. Lopez don't know how to beat Shakur Stevenson. Ain't no damn blueprint. But I tell you who got a blueprint on how to beat Lopez. That's Shakur Stevenson. He know how to beat Lopez. Yeah, Lopez don't know how to beat him. Hell no.
It's going to be a great fight. I think that I keep mentioning Mayweather versus Castillo. If you haven't seen that fight, watch that fight. Castillo beat Mayweather with the same style. You got to remember, Shakur Stevenson has brittle hands.
Yeah, that's what
Let's not forget that. So that's exactly why I asked him, are your hands okay? Because we don't want no excuses.
Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez collide January 31st, and boxing legends are already firing off bold predictions. Analysts are breaking down every angle: speed versus power, defensive mastery versus aggression, and which man's ring IQ holds up when the pressure hits.
Two skillful fighters, two talented fighters, you know, two fighters that are at a high skill level that will compete in the sweet science.
Shakur Stevenson, Teofimo Lopez.
That's a good damn fight too. See, that fight is skill for skill as good as this fight. But they just haven't been around long enough to prove themselves yet. But skill for skill, as far as equality, to me, Bud and Canelo are equal because when they're in their career. Because how accomplished they are. These two guys are also equal when they're in their career. Because they're accomplished, but not as accomplished as these two. But they're still equal accomplished. You understand me? So those are two good damn fights and one boxing needs.
Boxing legends and analysts are split, but fully locked in on Stevenson versus Lopez. Some believe Shakur's precision, defense, and control will neutralize danger round by round. Others argue Lopez's explosiveness and unpredictability can flip the fight in an instant. Every breakdown points to a different edge, fueling debate over which style wins when elite craft meets raw firepower on the biggest stage.
It does go back and forth. I'm gonna tell you why. Because Tio, what I do is I remove all the negative about what we know about Tio. I remove all of that and then I look at the fighter. That still is a good fighter. You know what I mean? Strong, fast, you know what I mean? Explosive, unpredictable. And he can hurt you. And every time he's had to step up, he really did step up. You know what I mean? But besides the Cam fight. But he stepped up. So I think Shakur. Yeah, my first mind tells me Shakur, and I thought about it. Yeah, I'm picking Shakur by decision, but because this is fighting, anything can happen. You can't count Tio out.
Anthony Crolla expects Stevenson versus Lopez to be a full-throttle spectacle with fans as the real winners. He points to Shakur's precision against Lopez's unpredictability, noting Teofimo thrives when he stays elusive and creates chaos. In the end, Crolla believes it comes down to heart and determination, both champions leaving everything in the ring for a fight people won't forget.
What about Teofimo Lopez versus Shakur Stevenson?
That is a great fight, and I think the fans will win on that one 100% because two top-tier fighters like that, it's just going to be fireworks the whole time. Shakur's so sharp, and then Teofimo so random. You know, he's really sharp, but he could be so elusive if he gets into it, and I feel like that's his best state, and I feel like that would be the best way for him to beat Shakur Stevenson. So I honestly think it depends on who wants it more, honestly, because that is two great champions going up against each other, and that's going to be a great fight.
Tim Bradley backs Shakur Stevenson, saying he's simply too technical and too savvy for Teofimo Lopez. In Bradley's view, Shakur has the blueprint to win, and Lopez doesn't have the tools to solve the problems Stevenson creates in the ring.
You already know the damn rest. Can somebody please tell me how you beat Shakur Stevenson? Please, somebody tell me how the hell do you beat some damn Shakur Stevenson? I'll wait. How you beat Shakur Stevenson? Can somebody please, on the contrary, please tell me how the hell do you beat Teofimo Lopez? How you beat Teofimo Lopez? Because there's a blueprint out to beat Teofimo Lopez. Ain't no blueprint out to beat no damn Shakur Stevenson. Lopez don't know how to beat Shakur Stevenson. Ain't no damn blueprint. But I tell you who got a blueprint on how to beat Lopez. That's Shakur Stevenson. He know how to beat Lopez. Yeah, Lopez don't know how to beat him. Hell no.
Eddie Hearn calls Shakur Stevenson one of boxing's most underrated elite talents, ranking him top 5 pound for pound on skill alone. Still young, Stevenson is already a 3-division champion chasing a historic 4th title. Hearn also notes Teofimo Lopez thrives when the stakes are highest, making this anything but routine, a sold-out Madison Square Garden showdown between two of the generation's best, meeting near their peak with everything on the line.
I think Shakur is massively underrated in terms of his achievements and his ability. Everyone in boxing knows how good Shakur is. He is pound for pound, top 5 in terms of quality. But look at the achievements of the young man. At 28 years of age, he's already a 3-division world champion. This is to become a 4-division world champion. Quite remarkable. And Teofimo always rises to the occasion. Sometimes you see a little bit of a lackluster performance when he's not motivated, when there isn't kind of any legacy on the line. This is different. This is a sold-out Madison Square Garden between two of the elite fighters of our generation. And the best thing about this fight is we're seeing them in their prime.
Shawn Porter leans toward Lopez, pointing to his versatility and his ability to adjust, especially at 140 pounds. Porter believes Teofimo has multiple paths to victory against Shakur Stevenson's disciplined, structured style, making him a dangerous, well-rounded threat in this matchup.
I like what Pierre said, you know, the twitchiness, that athleticism that Teofimo has is what gives someone like Shakur problems, because it throws off his timing.
Yep.
Shakur is flat out amazing. I've watched this kid. He can find anybody's time.
Right.
So if you give him the space with just like feints and stuff like that, he gonna still pick it up and he's still gonna find it. I got a feeling this thing is not gonna be boring and dry.
Michael Conlon calls Teofimo Lopez versus Shakur Stevenson one of boxing's most exciting matchups right now, a collision of elite skill. He also warns it could split fans who expect non-stop action. Stevenson fights with patience, intelligence, and precise timing, controlling the tempo like a chess master rather than relying on raw aggression.
Shakur is probably going to start stepping up, and Teo's going to try to hit him, and it's not going to work. And then Shakur might start. The thing about Shakur is a very good, a real good counterpuncher, really sharp, real sharp with the counterpunch. He sneaks those punches in, you know, and that's the ones that hurt the most, when he just sneaking them in when you're not supposed to hit him. So I definitely feel like, I feel like Shakur is going to beat him comfortably. Not knockout, but comfortable 12 rounds for sure.
Have you sparred Lopez before?
I never sparred Teo, no, never sparred Teo.
Okay.
Teddy Atlas is also high on the matchup, pointing to the athleticism on both sides. He praises Stevenson's skill and agility while highlighting Lopez's explosive power and physical tools. Atlas gives Lopez a slight edge because of that power, but expects a compelling, closely contested fight.
You know one thing that I love about this fight, Bud? Shakur's very athletic, very talented. So is Teofimo. He's more explosive with power, but Teofimo is very athletic. He is very talented. You got two athletic guys, two talented guys. Again, Teofimo I would favor with the power. This is going to be interesting.
Teddy Atlas praised Shakur Stevenson's performance against William Zepeda, noting how he blended assertiveness with his trademark elusiveness. He highlighted Shakur's effectiveness at range and on the inside, plus his ability to manage distance while staying sharp with counters.
I mean, Shakur showed aggression in his last fight against Cepeda, being elusive while being aggressive. Walking them down, fighting on the inside, boxing well, still being able to counter, still being able to control space, but also be able to go into tight quarters and not be afraid to show that he's good on the inside too, that he can make you miss and make you pay outside and inside. Shakur showed that. That was great. That was great, and people applaud him. I applaud him. We were sitting there, ringside. I was sitting there actually with your sister, ringside, watching that fight. And it was a terrific performance. Shakur showing that dimension, showing that attitude, showing that competitiveness, showing that dog like people like to show or like to talk about, and they wanted to see in Shakur. Well, they saw it.
Robert Garcia also weighs in on Stevenson versus Lopez, praising the talent on both sides. He points to Lopez's big wins and strong performances while highlighting Stevenson's chase for a historic 4th title after already becoming a 3-division champion at a young age.
Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson getting together. What do you think about that matchup?
That's a great matchup, man. Both fighters are great fighters, very talented. Teofimo has had some great performances, great wins. Shakur is also a 3-division champion going for his 4th. Unbelievable talent. It's a fight where we're gonna see talent from both, but we also have to see heart. That who has that heart to become the man.
Mikey Garcia calls Shakur Stevenson versus Teofimo Lopez a must-watch for boxing fans. He praises both men, but says Teofimo Lopez is unpredictable, capable of brilliance against elite opponents like Vasily Lomachenko and Josh Taylor, yet prone to inconsistency from fight to fight. Garcia also stresses that Stevenson is never an easy assignment. His speed, technical skill, and in-the-moment adjustments make him a problem for anyone once he starts reading the ring.
Teofimo Lopez, big fight coming up pretty soon. What do you think about that matchup?
How you doing, man? Great to see you, brother. Always good to see you. Happy New Year. You too.
Great matchup, tough fight. I want to see what Teofimo shows up, because sometimes it's Teofimo, sometimes it's Teofimo, the great fighter who beat Lomachenko, who beat Taylor. That's a tough Teofimo. But then we've also seen him, in off nights.
Right.
And so that's kind of the only doubt, the only question that I have. Which Teofimo's going to show up.
What do you think he has to do to kind of deal with a guy like Shakur Stevenson? How would you approach a fighter like Shakur Stevenson if you were Teofimo Lopez with the attributes that he has?
I would think Teofimo, being that technically he's a bigger fighter.
Analyst Ade Oladipo expects Teofimo Lopez versus Shakur Stevenson to play out like a high-level chess match where discipline can outweigh explosiveness. He respects Lopez's speed, power, and athletic unpredictability, but says those weapons only matter if Teofimo can sustain consistent pressure for all 12 rounds.
I look at it as a fight that I'm interested in due to the fact that, depending on who dominates their portion of the fight, that's how that fight will go. I don't think it's going to end in a knockout. I think it's going to go 12 rounds for sure. But it depends on how the first 6 rounds goes, you know what I mean? Because I don't think that Shakur is going to come out and try to fight or take the fight to Teo in the first 6 rounds at all. So if he's fighting off the back foot, if Teo can make it so that he's convincingly, or he's convinced at least Shakur that he may have won 4 of the first 6 rounds, if it's 4-2 in Shakur's mind going into the second half of the fight, or if I'm looking at him stealing those first 6 rounds, then it's an interesting fight going into the tail end, because Teo, to me, is a front runner, right? I want to see if he can carry his energy and his explosiveness late in the fight and not wear down. And then when Shakur starts to open up, can you steal some of those championship rounds from him and make it like a close fight?
Ade Oladipo envisions Stevenson slowly taking control, making Teofimo Lopez miss, then punishing him with clean counters and sharp combinations. He expects Lopez to find early success if he starts fast, but believes Shakur's consistency and ring IQ will take over as the rounds build.
I think if Teo comes out and does what he usually does, which is try to swarm Shakur early and keep Shakur on the defensive early, then he can try to steal a lot of those early rounds. And if he does that, then Shakur has to fight in the tail end of that fight. And that'll make it real interesting. If I'm looking at the first 3 rounds, first 4 rounds, and Teo looks like he's losing those rounds convincingly, then it's an easy night for Shakur, unanimous decision in my opinion. You know what I mean? Because I don't think Teo is going to bring anything late in the game, you know what I mean, to this fight. I think if he is who he's always been, you know, he's going to get gassed after like the 7th round and then take some rounds off. And when he does that, Shakur will open up and start to try to pick him apart, pot shot him, and do things like that. But this is the perfect fight, narrative-wise, for Shakur.
Coach Ree calls Stevenson versus Lopez one of Shakur's toughest tests yet. He says the difference will be discipline and mental focus, executing with precision, not emotion. For Ree, victory depends on whether Stevenson can control the tempo, force Lopez to fight on his terms, and turn aggression into openings for sharp counters.
We all been seeing you working with Core. I think this is y'all second camp together?
Third.
Second camp together?
Third. One John got hurt.
What's your thoughts on that fight? Probably the biggest name that he's seen so far.
Bro, the dude just know how he got the Floyd Mayweather effect. He know how to make you fight his fight. What I don't want him to do is go in there with the mindset like he did with his last fight. You know what I'm saying? Trying to prove something to somebody, to all these people that's going to buy a ticket to the next fight, no matter if he win boring or if he win.
That's it for today. Stay tuned. See you next time.